Hi, I'm Rick Walker, host of the SST Car Show, and we are at the Ottawa Gatineau International Auto Show at the Shaw Centre in downtown Ottawa. And I'm with Mike McNeely of Mark Motors. These guys sell Porsches, and there's, I guess, some pretty new stuff happening on the Porsche front, especially with that iconic 911.
Yeah. Well, the 911's the main Porsche. That's what we all recognize as the Porsche model. I think the big change for 17's 3-liter turbo, so all the 911s will be turbocharged. The iconic turbo is still there, but now it's kind of funny because all the cars are turbos.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference in terms of power. I think it also improves efficiency. You get more bang for your buck out of every drop of fuel.
Well, I think the big thing is probably with the EU standards changing and forcing all the manufacturers to be more efficient. So they're going lighter weight, turbocharged for better fuel economy and more efficiency, more torque.
Right. So how much more power do these turbos add to the engines? Can you give me any kind of specs or numbers off the top of your head? I don't mean to put you on the spot because there's so many of them.
Well, let's say, for example, a 911S, which was a 4-liter, a 3.8-liter engine before at 400 horse. So it's down to 3-liter displacement, but the torque is up, the horsepower is up to 420. But plus the turbo gives you a much broader range of torque, even now from like 1900 to 4500. So more torque, more horsepower, lighter weight, and 10% more efficient.
But I mean, in that world, in that environment, Porsche is right at home because that has always been the Porsche hallmark. You know, not always cars with the most horsepower, but cars with great power to weight ratio, great balance, great handling, so that the overall package is a winning package.
I mean, you're right. I think that Porsche won't necessarily just increase horsepower on the car without increasing agility, better brakes, lighter, more efficient at the same time. And even the designs of the car, it's all, as Porsche says, form follows function. So everything is done for a reason, not just to create more power or straight line power for the car.
How do you, I guess, maintain that link to the past with that iconic 911? Because that is the, I think, sort of benchmark Porsche, right? That's the one that's in everyone's minds.
Yeah, I think you're right, and everybody recognizes the shape or the silhouette of the car, although the technology of the car has changed a lot over the years. I mean, it's got wider and longer, but I think what other car is there that has a rear engine 2+2 seater car that the 911 is? There's no other car like it.
Right. And the technology they're putting into them these days, are they building more sensors into them and to keep up with all the other car companies in terms of autonomous driving things, sensors, collision avoidance, lane assist, things like that?
I think that's a delicate thing to do with Porsche because like the GT3s this year were all automatics, and the purists didn't like that because they said all the real cars were standards. And I think it's hard balance with Porsche to go away, stay with a safer car, but they still want to stay with that passionate driver's enthusiasm. So that's a delicate thing. You're exactly right to deal with.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of brought it up, because they're trying to, I guess many companies move toward cars that almost drive themselves. But how do you enjoy a sports car that drives itself? It's sort of an oxymoron.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they're starting with lane change sensors and stuff and camera sensors for parkers with 911s. This is the first time, so they're moving that way, maybe reluctantly to keep that purist happy. But they want to make the car safer too, and just accident avoidance.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about anybody else out there, but when it comes to a sports car in particular, and most cars in general, I personally don't. Like, I'll turn my traction control off, and I don't like ABS brakes myself because I feel like they're made for people who don't know how to drive a car. But for people who do know how to drive or drive well, I think Porsche might just be the way to go because you're keeping that visceral, tactile, earthy feel to the car.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And you feel more connected to the car and connected to the road, that you want to take off these sensors and don't have them too intrusive to your driving style.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is a great place to come and check out the Porsches because you can get right up close to them, and in some cases sit in the vehicles. In other cases, the car's a little too high-end here to allow people to touch them and get inside. But it is a great place to, I guess, look at all the features and speak to someone and get some questions answered.
No, it's been great. It's a great show. It's a great venue that we have here in downtown Ottawa. We're excited to show our Porsche products to everybody, for sure.
Great. Thank you very much, Mike, for taking the time to speak with us on the show today.
Yeah, thank you.